Again guys, so we've got another GranTurismo 6 top speed tune for you today, and this time it's for the Buick GNX. So you want your racing soft tyres as always. For suspension, we've lowered the ride height to 120 front and rear, springs we've increased to 650 and 525, dampers and anti-roll to 4, camber on 2, neutral toe as always. For the gearbox we've got an auto setting of 180. Then for the individual gears we've gone for 2680, 1800, 1300, 0.995 and 0.725 with a final drive of 2. For the diff we've got the lowest initial torque to reduce wheel spin, high acceleration and low braking as always. All the power upgrades obviously, and although I haven't fitted it, as always I would recommend NOS, and obviously you want weight loss. Traction control is turned off as usual. And yeah, so as far as I'm aware, this is the only naturally turbocharged muscle car on GranTurismo. And what I mean by that is not naturally aspirated and turbocharged, but this is the only muscle car that comes turbocharged straight from the dealership. Whereas pretty much all of the other muscle cars are naturally aspirated. A couple of them might be supercharged. Not sure if a couple of the tuner cars might be turbocharged, but obviously that's not from the factory, they're pre-tuned models. But it's an interesting car. It has kind of a cult following. Looks kind of like a Volvo in its appearance, like a classic 80s Volvo. But it has pretty decent performance. It does have less power and a much smaller engine than many of the other muscle cars in the game, but for its power it is a pretty quick car. With this particular gear setup it cruises at about 223 in 4th gear, and this is really a draft tune, so I'd recommend using it with a manual box. At the moment I'm not, but I would recommend using it with a manual. Now in 4th gear you can get it up to around 240-ish before you need to change up into 5th, maybe a little bit more. But then in 5th gear, it drops your revs by over 1,000, which allows you to get crazy speed with draft. You should be able to get this thing up to 300 if you get behind the right car. 290 for definite. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it should do 300 with draft. There's no reason why not. It's certainly got the power. It's relatively lightweight for a muscle car, and the gear settings will do that. Now, another advantage of this particular Buick is it actually handles pretty well. It handles better around the track than many muscle cars, and it does handle well for top speed as well. You can move around the track quite easily without any worry of the car sliding out or starting to feel its weight swing all over the place. You just don't get that with this car. It's a good car. It also has a relatively low PP compared to how much power it has, just over 560. So if you haven't tried this car, I would recommend trying it actually. It's kind of a speciality car within the muscle category, and I hope you guys find this tune setup helpful. If you did, feel free to subscribe. I put out new tunes every single day, and as always, thanks for watching.